will sleep better than you have ever slept. You've never been this relaxed. Are you ready to change your life? I'm Rusty Diamond, certified hypnotist. You don't need to leave your house. You can stay in your bed. You can stay in your favorite chair. You just need a computer or your phone. You can get a hold of me. Stay at home. I'll make your life better.
Hypnosisisgreat.com.
It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker. It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker.
Yo, man. I should get my video going. Boom, it's Rusty. What is up, everyone? It is Wednesday here on the Public Access Podcast, the podcast now out of Intercourse, Pennsylvania. So it's the podcast, like La Bamba. What is up, everyone? Thank you for being here on the Rusty Diamond Podcast Network. And you know what? Thank you. Thank you. I'll say it again because thank you. So everyone, get ready, get set. You're gonna get wet. I don't know. They used to be a thing, but it's not a thing, but I was gonna say it. But I'm gonna bring on my special guest right here, right now. And my special guest right here, right now is Draven Vargas. What's up? How you doing?
Oh, not too bad, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, dude, thanks for being here. I was looking back trying to remember if you were on a long time ago, and I don't even know, which is I should know. I know you were on um the BCX podcast that my buddy did like probably a decade ago. I just
Yeah.
had him on again, but I don't know if you were on my podcast or not. And I don't know.
I'm not sure. If so, it was really early on when you first started, but it's been a
Right.
long time.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it was probably I probably started this like right about the same time that the high five came about. It was like right before that. So it's been
Wow, you've been on there a really long time then. I just
yeah,
realized March is going to be a decade that the high five has been formed.
that's got to be one of the longest factions of all time.
Oh yeah, I was pretty crazy. I went back stumbled on like the cage side seats or one of those cagematch.net, whatever. It's got all the
Yeah.
results and it had all the old like annex DOA results and like all the way through into the moose and everything. And I went back and found the first reference to high five was like April, but the first time when after the posse broke up and we actually were still forming a group was March. And that was when we all like kind of Pugsley went for the Northwest title and stuff. It was, a lot. Yeah, that was when we actually kind of coalesced. So,
Holy shit. Okay. So yeah, it's coming up on 10 years. Like I don't
yeah.
know how many other factions in any level have been 10 years.
I mean, the only thing I could think of that's been around that long is like the Four Horsemen were around way back in the day off, but it was so many different members, and then
Right.
DX has been off and on, but they never been solid for that long. Probably collectively about 5 or 6.
Yeah.
But I mean, high five. I guess we broke up for maybe a year, and then we got back together. But other than that, we've pretty much been a team that whole time, and me and Pat have always been teaming that whole time. We haven't changed members. We except for Dom, we got Dom. But
Yeah.
other than that, we haven't really changed teams. We just kind of like members have faded away, and now it's just the two of us really all the time repping the high five, even though you're always there in spirit.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, man. As I probably was before. But yeah, dude, because I mean that was fucking so long ago. Like when you think about it, like how long ago that was that, and then that was even like whatever 5 years after fucking um the Urban Legends.
Yeah, dude. I've been doing this for a fucking minute.
Yeah, right.
This last August was 20 years since I first started training. So right
Holy
around
shit.
now is when I had my first match. Probably I want to say it was December or January of 2003 to 4ish, and then I had my first paid match of in like summer of 2004.
Holy shit. What
Yeah.
where so were you over at fucking god damn it, why am I blanking? Or did you train with Sandy or were you over with fuck, what's the guy's name? Why am I blanking on his fucking name?
Tito,
Tito.
Buddy. I
Okay.
did a little bit of everything. So when I first started, I was with Buddy Rose and Colonel De Beers.
Okay.
And then went there for probably about 6 months or so, and I kind of felt it was only really like me and Cameron Starr consistently, and then there was a couple guys that were in and out of there, and with that, it just felt like I don't know, it kind of felt like I was just kind of getting taught the same things over and over. So I decided to go for a change up, and me and a couple guys started training with Sandy Barr, and so
Okay.
we went to Sandy's for a little while, and then we thought we were really smart, and we found this really cool, way cheaper place to go train that ended up kind of being a backyard kind of place. We just didn't have the knowledge at the time. But eventually,
Happens.
yeah, it's still, I mean, it still kind of taught me a lot of things because the guys had some knowledge, and so one of the guys was trained by Randy Pimp Taylor. I don't know how much wrestling he'd had, but he'd had some training at least, so he was
Yeah.
sharing that with us, and I did
Okay.
that, and then but yeah, pretty much that's where I started, and then came back to Sandy's and just Tito. I went and did matches at Tito's, did a couple trainings at Tito's. I kind of just tried to get training from wherever I could and get as many different, which going from Buddy and Colonel, who are very much hey man, this is a show and we're all here to make money, to Sandy, you got to make this shit look as real as possible and make it as real as possible half the time, was a cool blend of the two, because I got a good mix of the different kind of styles and trainings. So that was
Yeah.
actually really nice, and I recommend that to anybody that's coming into the business. Get as many outlooks as possible. If you don't like it, then don't use it, But it's still knowledge good to have locked away in the back.
Yeah. And then so like I remember like with you training like training people or being like I remember you were very, I don't know, because like and like some of the stuff like I didn't understand like if someone else was telling me something like if I don't know, because yeah, I mean, there's always something that's a little different. Like you're not quite catching with someone, but like I remember, I think it was you with the flip bump, saying to look up at the light when you're doing it to
Yeah.
get high, because like if someone's gonna tell me how to get high, it's gonna be Draven fucking Vargas. So
I've taught quite a few people over the
yeah.
years. And with training, a lot of the guys, there's some of those guys that are just absolutely incredible in the ring, and like they were very natural. I love Dr. Cleaver. I love Quiz. Those guys are the
Yep.
most natural guys in this business ever. They tried something and it worked for them. I made every mistake there was in the business. I didn't understand stuff. I had to have it explained to me. So I can see that in somebody's eyes. It's not clicking quite. I understand. They're explaining it to you, and they don't understand why you don't get it. But I'm like, I
Right.
know 100% why you get it. Don't get it,
Yeah.
because I was that guy just staring blankly at people.
Yeah.
So, and that's always been what I've tried to do. If it doesn't work the first time I explain it, let's back up. Let's try explain it a different way. If that doesn't work, back up. Keep trying. And if that doesn't
Yeah.
turn, we'll break it down into pieces, because the fact that I've had to have things broke down to me in pieces, and it's just something that you learn over the years, that everybody learns a little bit differently, and I've always been a different learner. So
Yeah,
it's helped
me
me
too.
when I go to training people, because the fact that I see that blank look in their face. I see that I see all the little mistakes too. Oh, you took a step back here. You took an extra step here, and that's going to throw you off. The
Yeah.
footwork in wrestling is a big thing, and some guys just have natural footwork. I've always tripped over my own 2 feet, and wrestling's made that where I actually didn't do that, because the fact that I had to pound that footwork into my head. And so that's why I try to get guys, a lot of side shuffles, a lot of different things that they got to do, that you got to get that down. And that's just something people don't necessarily focus on.
I mean, you can tell a lot by someone, where they are by their footwork. And I mean, I think that's a big thing. Like, someone can look great doing everything else, but then you look at their footwork and you're like, oh, okay, well, that part hasn't quite caught up with the rest of them yet. They can do a bunch of other things, but yeah, they're taking, 6, 7 steps to do something that should take 1 or 2 steps.
Yeah,
And
happy feet. We call those happy
feet.
feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, those feet that are constantly moving, shuffle step and everything. Shuffle steps definitely have their purpose, but it's not going to be literally every time you hit the ropes or
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to have the confidence to give up your feet, and take that bigger stride than you think you can, and that's one thing that people aren't used to doing too. Just having the confidence in their athletic ability that they may doubt. Some people, like I said, some people are natural athletes. Some people have to work at it, and some people doubt that.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, some people were, I mean, yeah, not every wrestler was like a athlete through their whole life. It's just, yeah, we're
Yeah,
all, and it's, cause yeah, it doesn't matter, what you are, what you look like, everyone, it's doesn't matter. You can be, and there's like, I was talking with Cleaver about this, like, there's ring shape and then there's fucking whatever else. And yeah, I mean, it's odd to see what gets through, and like, I just, yeah, like how much a couple steps make a difference. If you're in a, like, dude, so there's this ring here, or that was in Connecticut, 10 feet.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
it's
what
small.
one step and I can go from
Yeah,
the rope, jump across, hit the other rope on one step. And
yeah.
I'm not that athletic, but yeah, man, that was a wild one. Have you wrestled in any fucking weird ass rings?
I've wrestled in some weird ass rings, but not like size wise. Like I think the smallest I've ever wrestled in was like a 14. So still, it's small, but
Yeah.
to outside, it doesn't look super duper small. You kind of go, hey, what's that?
Yeah.
16 and 18 are probably the most common I've wrestled in, and 20 is huge. Like you don't think that 2 feet make a difference on anything, but man, you're taking an extra step. Everything's way far away, and that's where that, like you were talking about, take making sure you manage your steps and your cardio, ring shape. Like I think one of my favorite things in training was getting guys that were, you know, brick shit house, high school, college athletes, and then they come in and I'm just blowing them up, and I'm going right alongside them, and I would tell them like, an old fat guy shouldn't be able to be, have the air better than you. What are you doing? You're an athlete. Come on. But
Right.
you don't expect. It's like football, football and basketball and base, football and everything's got a different kind of cardio. The cardio you get for basketball is not going to help you much in football, because of the fact that that's a lot of big bursts, boom, heavy hitting. You got to recover fast. Basketball is constantly on the move, but you're not taking those big hits. Wrestling's like both kind of, you have the constant frenetic action of basketball and the hard hitting, boom, strong, knock the wind out of you bumps like football. And
Yeah.
nobody who's even done either of them. I think that's why football players probably have the best time coming into wrestling, because they're kind of used to that quick recovery, back at it, and taking the hits. But still, it's like nothing's ever experienced, and nobody ever expects it to be what it is. It's really crazy.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can explain it. I don't know if you can explain like what you did explain. Still, like if someone goes in there, they're still gonna have to be, oh, like I'll be fine. Don't I won't even fucking worry about it. And then yeah, you get in and you fucking, nope, I'm blown up. Okay, that's it. I'm
Yeah,
gonna go
guys
blow up.
also don't know resource management too. Like they're like, especially somebody like me who's been doing this for a long time. I know what I have. I know what I can do. I know where I can push it. I know where I have to pull it back. Some of these guys just, it's like a baby snake, just all their venom at once. They can't hold back for that second strike, and that you got to do that. You have to have that second, third, fourth, fifth wins. Because when
Yeah.
you go through a whole match and then all of a sudden it's the end and the hot comeback comes and you both have to get up and just get going, it's the hardest thing to just drag your ass up and get going then.
Yeah. Like, oh man, can't they just do like one bump and feed and
Yeah.
then it's over? And like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay. One day.
Especially as the heel. The
Yeah.
heel, man, you just got to bump and get up and bump and get up, and
Yep.
you're just shaking off those little bumps, and they're not even little bumps because you got to put them big. But it's
Right.
shaking that off and getting up right up for it. I used to upset guys because I'd be up faster than they'd be ready because that's what I trained for. I trained for that moment, was going through a long grueling match and then having to get that last pocket of energy that I pull up.
Yeah. And I mean, I think you've been heel more than you've been face, but I don't know. You've been face
It's
quite
been
a
pretty
bit though.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been pretty
Now I
close. And
think
even
about it.
half the time when I'm face one place, I'm heel somewhere else. It's kind of weird. Like, the
Yeah.
funny thing is, when I first started, nobody even wanted to let me be a heel. It took a while for me to convince anybody.
How'd you finally convince someone? It took me a while too before I could. How'd you
I
finally? Yeah.
really, it took till Jason Sullivan at DOA. I'd been doing, the Urban Legends, and then so then I wanted to turn heel. I'm trying to think of me and Ricky Gibson had been a tag team because we kind of were like these two young up and coming baby faces that got put together. He made up a lot for my athleticism because he is just an incredible athlete, and I felt like I pushed him to have to bring his personality up because that's where my money's always been made, is on my personality.
Yeah.
Uh, so we really pushed each other. I kind of felt like I broke him out of his shell a lot. And then um, I was pitching to Sullivan. I said, I really want to be a bad guy. And nobody's ever really let me do it. Right. And I even pitched it to He Who Shall Not Be Named, that ran a showdown in Salem and was
Oh,
told, well,
okay.
that was not going to happen. You're super over. And I'm like, yeah, that's the whole point. I'm super
I'll
over
be
as a
super
baby
over
face.
as a heel.
Yeah, that swing. I had done everything I did there. I had main evented against the champion because Bolo was out. I had done, gotten whatever the general manager guy fired. I had done everything I could, and it was just plateaued. I was like, the only way I can really keep going is if I turn. And at the time, like, even an opportunity was presented. Um, uh, uh, my brain went completely, like, Eric Baden. I'd been feuding with actually all of my brain is not thinking of names right now. Wrestling was Brian Zane's guys. I'd been feuding with
Oh,
his whole crew up there, and then one of the then Baden's tag team partner walked out. I'm like, I would be a great surprise person to be put in there as his tag team champion or partner that everybody thinks is coming out to stop him doing whatever he's doing, and then I join him, and everybody's going to be so upset. And he's like, "Nah, that's not going to happen." Sullivan was like, "Okay, let's try it. Worst thing that can happen is we'll stop it." And that was when I turned, and the only thing I just kind of teamed up with Nate, and we kind of did a similar gimmick, and that's when we started doing the Left Coast Casanovas gimmick, which was a
yeah.
complete breakout for me, trying to be this, sexy boy that, obviously neither of us were, you know, uh, God's gift to women, but some
Yeah.
women, some
Yeah.
women were right in their wheelhouse. If you like small feet and hands, Nate's got you covered. Uh,
Oh
but
man, shit.
we just had so much fun, and I really try. I think I showed everybody that I could do it, and then once I broke out, even as a singles, there, I think I proved it even more. I just held up my end of the bargain, and from there, it's just I felt like Big Show. I flip flop every, I'm bored of this. Let's go heel. I'm bored. Let's go face. Whatever fits the mood. If I go somewhere new, half the time guys want to start me off as a heel, but then I end up getting over because I'm a I'm an asshole, but I'm a likable asshole.
Right.
So,
And
and that's
yep.
so that's probably on me. So
Yeah, that's all right, man. I saw that someone got a tattoo.
this is like the Hellbound logo,
What the fuck?
and which is yeah,
That's
it's the second
awesome.
person actually. We
No
have
shit.
we had somebody probably 6 months ago get the tattoo down on their ankle, and then just recently right behind the ear. It's crazy. I have been in wrestling forever. I've had dogs named after me. I've had all sorts of things like that. I've never had somebody permanently tattoo me or something that's associated with me on their body, and that's just it blows me away. It's really humbling, and at the same point in time, completely the opposite. You're like, you don't got a tattoo, and somebody hasn't gotten your tattoo. And
Yeah.
it's crazy because that was like a logo like I designed. I designed that HB logo. I just kind of sketched up and had my wife finish it out, but it's crazy to have
Holy
my
shit.
artwork and something that represents me on somebody's body forever.
Yeah.
And now all the Hellbound guys, I mean, Petrov recently got the logo tattooed, but now the rest of the Hellbound guys are like, well, now we're just bitches if we don't get it tattooed on us, right?
Holy shit. So where was these people from? Or where were these people that got the
um,
tattoo?
the one fan was one of our biggest fans in BCW. Kate, she was really awesome. She's really awesome. She's just, she's given us paintings of our logo and all sorts of stuff. She's one of the greatest fans. Another one was Kyla. She's from up north in Washington. She comes down to DOA. She comes down to BCW. Her and her mom come down to shows once in a while. But yeah, it's
Shit.
just it's crazy. It blows
Yeah.
me away still every time because I'll go back to Facebook and that'll be on the feed, and it's just like it still blows me away that somebody got our logo, that we meant meant that much to somebody, that they did that.
Yeah, I saw that. I fucking popped. I was like, no fucking way, dude. That is awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, they're fucking that's how you know you're over. That's how you can go and I guess I mean that's part of the way you know you're over. I mean, probably you had a few hints if people are getting two different people are getting hellbound on them.
Yeah.
How so where did hellbound come from? Was that because
So originally that was like in BCW. They were going to team up Petrov and Rat King, and they
okay.
kind of had a feud, and they were going to team them up, and they were trying to come up with names for them. And I literally was just throwing out names. What about since you have Tubbs as the manager, you could be the Cerberus, or with this or that. And then I just go, you know what, Billy's kind of the hell guy. Petrov smokes a lot of weed. You guys should be the HellBlazers. And Petrov's like, there's no way that's going to happen if you're not in the gimmick. And so I said, cool, whatever, I'm down for it. So when we first started, we were called the HellBlazers. And
All
then
right.
that was kind of just the team that me and Rat King kind of formed. And then as a group, I was like, well, shit, I came up with this cool logo. I don't want to come up with a whole new logo. We need another HB. And I was like, Hellbound. Oh, yeah, we're all Hellbound. That's kind of our attitude. We're already heading there. We might as well make it worth it on the ride. And so that's what we adopted. And it's just been no looking back. It's just been a whirlwind ride since then.
Yeah. And I mean that's been at least a few years, right? That
Yeah, 2 years, I think. Late 2001, December 2001 is when we started up.
okay.
Because it was right after the pandemic. Right after we came out of the pandemic, end of 2001 is when we formed together. 2002 and 2003 were our big runs. You know.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Because I think I saw you then up at that show up in Idaho.
Yeah,
Or
yeah, that probably would have been summer of 2002. I want to
yeah,
say
something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
because we
Somewhere.
traveled. I hadn't really traveled much, and
Me neither.
everybody was. Yeah, I'd gone down to like Roseland or Roseburg. I'd gone to Salem, just stayed. And Petrov was wrestling in Idaho, and he's like, "Hey guys, I got us all booked," and I was like, "Cool," And we went there. We've as a group, we've gone down to California. Which actually, the first time I went down to the Rumble in the Redwoods was kind of where the basis of Hellbound was formed. I've been kind of friends, not friends, but acquaintances with Rat King when we've been in locker rooms. We kind of have a similar sense of humor. We get along pretty good. We both like our alcohol. So we kind of chatted, and then I ended up riding down with those group of guys to do the show down in California. And me and Rat King, just we were the drinkers of the group, so everybody had a few, but we were drinking all weekend,
Yeah.
and so we really bonded a lot that weekend, and it's just stuck too. And then so it was just like it was just sliding on that. I've never seen a group of three guys that like none of us were really friends. We just were acquaintances and stuff. But now we're just all ride or die. Like there's not we got together and we just stuck together since then. It. I love Pat. I love everybody I've teamed with. Me and Pat are besties, but it's a weird chemistry. It's kind of it's
Yeah.
how much it's just glommed together so quickly. It was really cool.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, then you get into travel. So I mean, then you're getting all that extra time with each other
Oh
to
yeah,
go and, kind of get each other on a different level and, think up other shit where you wouldn't have time to do that. Like where you're sitting on I-5 for fucking 9-10 hours or whatever it
yeah.
takes.
Oh yeah,
Like you're
oh
not
yeah.
seeing much else. You talk wrestling
No,
probably.
no, just music and talking, and we used to do this fun thing on the way to like Idaho or whatever. We'd throw on the Facebook Live, face in at the car, and we just all just talk and just bullshit.
Oh,
Helped us
okay. Yeah.
pass an half hour, and so we got to dead air, somewhere out in the middle of Washington, where there's no
Yeah.
phone lines. That's really fun, and I think just doing little things like that, like being places where we can't listen to music or just have music or talking to each other. I will tell you, a lot of those road trips, the music just goes off or real quiet. We're just talking the whole time. We're
Yeah.
just talking about wrestling, talking about not wrestling, talking about whatever. Because it's not. We all love wrestling. It's a huge part of our life, but we all enjoy things outside of wrestling, and we share a lot of those with each other. So it's really cool how the chemistry that we've had.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, and yeah. So getting to have that along with the high five, whenever that comes about.
Yeah, we did that. We did it at the BCW for a little while. Pat was coming in. I
Yeah.
was working there, and it would be kind of when we first got there. We are like, I don't know how we're handling this. And like I remember the first time he came in, it was like him versus Petrov, I want to say.
I think I was
And
the ref there for that one.
yeah, I think yeah. And I'm on the
Yeah.
outside just yelling stuff like, "This is like the MCU multiverse, Pat." And in this universe, we're not friends. Just shit like that. Just be having fun,
Yeah.
And then he doesn't really do BCW as much anymore. So, but he for a while was like the fifth member of Hellbound, and
Oh,
kind
okay.
of we even thought about being the Hell Five for a minute, doing something like that. Uh, yeah, which we
Yeah.
it's kind of a branch off any that me and Petrov both love our greens, so you know
R-
we definitely have that. But I mean, there's a reason I'm the Hellblazer,
Yeah.
and not just because I thought it was a cool name and wanted to reuse it. But
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You got the HellBlazer going, and yeah, you've always been a merch guy. Always had to
oh
fucking tons of merch for everything, and always made some cool merch. that I still have a good amount of too. It's always cool, man. Like, yeah, because I mean, you had anything I could think of, like that's that you can see
I
Draven Vargas on. It's on.
that's 100% true. I've always considered myself uh, man, I am sucking with it. Gene Simmons with better music is what I call myself. I'm not a super huge Kiss fan, but that model and then carried over. I mean, I was a big Juggalo, so again, ICP with better music, I guess.
Yeah.
uh, you know, you put your logo on everything because you make money off of your performances, but not nearly what you're going to make off of putting your face on stuff. I've
Right.
made, especially since the pandemic, merch has always, helped me out a little bit.
Yeah.
I've always, generally, if I have merch, made a little bit more money than what, made more or equal to whatever I got paid. Since the pandemic, the wrestling scene has exploded. Everybody's been happy to be able to get back out to places and enjoy, and it's just been awesome. Like merch has just been insane, like insane, and I just keep coming up with new merch. I just at the last show had beanies, and those were fly, and I had baseball hats, those were fly, and we just everything I can find. I have teddy bears, I have everything. If you can put a logo on it, I'm going to put a logo on it, and I'm going to sell it to you for a markup price. So
What about that? When's the Hellbound coffin gonna come out? When can people get that one? I mean, I know Kiss went there.
yeah. The problem is Hellbound never plans on dying, so we want
Point.
people to put our logo on them while they're alive, like people have already
Yeah.
done for the rest of their life. When they're dead, we already know where they're going. They're going Hellbound, right? So
Right. Like, I'm already good. I'm good. Check it out. I got it. See?
yep. So
Oh
that's
man.
my thing. I'd much rather be appreciated. Why would I want my logo on somebody that's just going to bury it in the ground? I mean, if it's on their body permanently, that's one thing. But put them in a
Yeah.
box that has my logo on it and bury them that they never get to understand and appreciate. Yeah. If you really want to, that's probably about 50 grand. I don't know how much a coffin is nowadays, but
Yeah.
we'll make it happen. If somebody has a special request, I guarantee you we'll make it happen. If I have to get lumber and build a pine box myself, I'll
Yeah.
but not going to be a super big commercial thing.
Yeah. Come pick it up at the gimmick table.
Yeah.
Get it at intermission at the gimmick table. It'll be all right.
Now that you mention it, I bet you if we had a Hellbound coffin, somebody would have bought it by now. We had for a while. We called him the Rock. We would tell people, "Hey, the Rock is at our merch table," and then they would come over, and it was just a big rock that we found in Idaho, and we had all autographed it and had Hellbound written on it, and we were charging like $30, and nobody wanted it, but whatever.
You charge them to take the picture with it. Take a picture with the
We
rock.
did $5. Yep, we had a few people that paid $5 to get a picture with the Rock.
Well worth it. Well worth every fucking penny, man, for that then, dude. Like, that's fucking great. That's fucking great.
And nobody else can say that the Rock's part of their faction, right?
Right. Yeah. And yeah, the Rock doesn't even do anything. He just sits at the fucking the gimmick table, and it's all good,
Yep.
man. Fuck it, man.
He hits a lot harder than any of us do.
Yeah. Right. Shit, man. What was I gonna say? Because yeah, I remember like I think the thing that I remember the most is the Burgerville logo you had. I don't know
Oh
why
yeah.
that one sticks out more than anything else, but that one. Are you a Burgerville fan?
Oh yeah, I've been a Burgerville fan my whole life, man. Burgerville's my shit. I wish it didn't cost me $20 just to eat myself. But I remember back in the day when. Yeah, it's always been spending, but it's fucking gotten insane lately. Last time we went in, me and my wife went and tried to sit at a Burgerville.
Yeah.
They had waiters that came and expected tips, and I'm like, "You're a fucking Burgerville. What are you doing?" Yeah,
Holy
they
shit.
came to our table. We went up to the counter to order, and they're like, "Oh, you just go and seat, and your waiter will be over." I'm like, waiter, what are you doing?
Whoa.
I don't think that lasted, but that was probably like 5 or 6 years ago. Last time I went there, I'm like, what are you doing? You're not that upscale. You can charge me those prices, but don't expect me to come in a suit and tie or something to eat a sloppy ass extra spread burger. You know.
Right.
But
Holy
yeah, I straight
crap.
stole the shit out of that
Yeah.
logo, and it made myself a bunch of money doing it.
Yeah.
And then
That,
everybody's like, "Don't you think Burgerville's going to get mad?" I'm like, for one, I don't think they get mad. I think I think it was hilarious, and two, it's under right of parody. It doesn't matter how mad they get, you know.
right.
So.
Yeah, dude. Man, parody law is a fucking crazy thing, man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. I have a buddy who makes a whole bunch of miniature things, and I think he said like I think it's 1/12 of the size of the regular. Then you can do pretty much whatever, and just you can use like the actual stuff, like
wow,
like for t-shirts,
yeah,
because like he makes a bunch of like wrestling figure stuff, like accessories, I guess, but like some things like were t-shirts.
oh yeah,
But he could take like uh, the like let's say go back to the Rock. Uh, you smell what the Rock is cooking, like actual straight up logo, put it on this little shirt for the thing and be able to sell it because it's like 1/12 of the size of the or more than 1/12 of the size of the original t-shirt. It's
that's
some
interesting.
yeah, it's some fucking weird rule with that. I don't understand exactly that. So I could be slightly misquoting it, but I think that's what he told me. But then yeah, parody
So,
laws,
so
like
what you're telling me is that I have a parody of a penis.
right, 1/12 the size, man. 1/12 the
Right.
size. Yeah, you gotta have it, man. You gotta have the fucking 1/12 the size penis, man. Yeah, dude. I mean, parody's great. Man, there was why not? Why not? And like, so are you and then are you doing the drawing it or coming up with it, or are you what are you the
the help or the
conceptualizing like
I
the
usually
Burgerville one?
conceptualize.
Okay.
I usually conceptualize. Half the time, I'll pass the art along to like my wife or somebody else I know. Um, actually, that one was I was originally going for the old school. I don't know if you remember the older Burgerville logo where it was like
Yeah.
the red and blue B with like the little V inside of it. You know, that's what I
Yeah.
originally wanted. Was just like the half and half because I would never have expected somebody to do that much work and make the complicated one. And then I was also like, yeah, like only half the people are going to recognize it, but the people that do are the real ones that know what I'm talking about. That's who I'm aiming at anyway.
Yeah.
And my friend Shello Worthy, who's another big longtime fan, I was like, hey, could you do this? I know you're kind of good with Photoshop, and she sent me back that, and the full color, and she's like, you better be happy I had to like actually make some of those letters from scratch because I couldn't find the exact font and stuff, and I'm like, holy
Wow.
shit, I was blown away, and she did an absolutely insane job. So I have rocked it ever since because it's just amazing. Now to the point where
Yeah.
one of my kids the other day we went to Burgerville, and she goes, "Daddy, why is there Draven Vargas logos all over Burgerville?" And I'm like, "Well, Daddy just straight stole that logo."
Yeah.
So
You got to slap any on there yet? On going to
I
a
haven't
Burgerville
slapped any
slap?
on the building.
Okay, not
No,
yet.
I try to be respectful
Yeah.
because I don't want to piss them off, and plus, just in case, I don't want to come to their
Be like,
attention.
hey, here it is. Here it is. What is this? Oh, okay.
Although I have been looking for my first cease and desist, I haven't got a cease and desist order.
Ooh,
I feel like you're
okay.
not really a member of a true wrestler unless you've gotten a cease or desist once or
Right.
twice.
Yeah. You need to get them, man. They got to show up, man. Fucking yeah, dude. Fuck those.
That's
Um.
maybe with the next ones. The next parody I'm going for, I think, is I'm doing a high five parody of Five Guys. So I think that'll be
Okay.
pretty cool.
Uh. Five high guys.
It'll
High
just say
five, guys.
high five or
High,
whatever, and then where it says burgers and fries, it'll say Draven and Pat.
yeah.
It'll be fun. They'll slap that
So
on shirts and
I think it's easier now to be able to, if you're not as artistically inclined
oh
now,
yeah,
you can go on there and you can like find basically the five guy five guys lettering and logo style and
yeah.
basically just be able to have uh just change the letters and it just does it all
I
like
do
that.
that a lot.
It's pretty
I
cool.
cut up and remove background from pictures and find some free background online and slap on some lettering and take something from this basic picture against a wall into something really cool.
Yeah.
I do that a lot. That is probably where my artistic strong suit is layouts and conceptualizing and stuff like that. You put a pen in my hand and it's not going to work great for anybody. But
Me too.
like the Hellbound logo, I had real basic, and my wife basically had to just straighten all the lines and get the proportions right. That was probably about the most artistic thing I did, and it was just the HB. She added all the flames and stuff, and that's the important part anyway. The flames just kind of complete the pentagram look or whatever. But
Yeah.
the HB is we put that HB on stuff all the time too, because include people's bodies.
Right,
So,
including people's bodies, man. Yeah. And I mean, and then so with your gear then, are you still are you making
yeah,
your
I make
gear
my own
still?
gear. I make my own gear. I usually make 99% of my own merch, even. Order stuff online, and I got the press, and I got the cutout, the Cricut that cuts everything out. And I conceptualize and design it and put everything together. Yeah, I do my own gear, and they've gotten more and more complicated over the years. My gear has, so that's
Yeah.
a lot of fun. Um, and merch, yeah, all my merch designs, I do 99% of it in house because you make way more money. Like those beanies that would cost normally like $10 a pop, I can do for like seven. In
Oh,
house.
okay. Cool.
And that makes your money a lot better when you can actually make more money.
Right.
Instead of barely clearing anything. It helps a lot. And plus, I don't have to wait on somebody else's timeline. Hey man, I need some more shirts. Okay, cool, 6 weeks or whatever. I can have
Yeah.
that done. If I need more shirts tomorrow, I'll have more shirts tomorrow.
Yeah, and then it's also either you're working with a local person who's maybe is gonna, eating your profits more, or else you're working with
Yep.
someone that's far away, and yeah, it's gonna be 6 weeks before you can get anything again. And yeah, it's
Yep.
just whatever you have on hand. Um,
Yep.
so you got like a little station carved out in your place, or is it multi-purpose?
I need to make it more permanent, but I kind of have like a closet that all the stuff goes away in when I'm not using it. Then I got a table that comes out, big heavy duty card table that comes out, and everything goes on it. And I usually have to do this piece and then that piece, but like I got the heavy duty, really nice professional press. I put
Uh,
my Cricut through the paces since I got it. I need to get a new one at some point because I got it when we got that first pandemic check,
yeah.
and it's probably already almost worn out. I put a lot of miles on that thing,
So
a
what's the
lot of
Cricut?
miles on it. It's a digital vinyl cutter, so like I can design any of the stuff, like any of the shirt logos I want, and then get the heat transfer vinyl, and it'll cut the logo out, and then I can press it on and everything.
Oh shit.
So, yeah,
Okay.
I cut stuff out with that all the time, so it
So
helps a lot.
you just go and you like upload what the logo is and then it just does it
Yep.
all.
Yeah, yeah,
Hot
you upload
dog.
it and you got to like select what you wanted to cut out. And that's probably the biggest pain in the butt. And you just set it, you put stuff in it, and it does it all itself. And then I can do it
Set
all
it
from
and
my
forget
phone.
it. Like the
Yep,
Ronco, man.
yep.
Holy
It's
shit.
incredible. I had seen that and I had wanted one, and then when I got it, it was even better than I expected it to be.
Yeah.
It's just insane. That's I have, like I said, I've put so many miles on that thing since then.
And, and I think being able to do it from your phone is like I'll pay more for something that I can do from my phone as opposed to doing it on my computer.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why, but like my label printer thing I can do from my phone. And like if I had to go and fucking print out labels and shit, like shipping labels for people on my
Yeah.
computer like this, dude, it's like even this man, I wish like maybe if I get a new phone someday, I'll just like have this podcast on a phone. Like just being able to just do everything from your phone is, I mean, why the fuck not, man? Why not
Yeah.
just use the phone?
Yeah. I mean, they're little handheld computers now anyway, it's,
Right.
and honestly, I've tried the app on the laptop, and I've tried the app for the Cricket app on this, and
Yep.
it's so much better on my phone. It's more user friendly on the phone for some reason. I don't know if it's just because it's a different style and a little simpler, but it's
Yep.
so easy to do. It's wonderful, and it's great. It's got all the measurements, so you can make stuff exactly the size you want. It's incredible. Anybody that's super into art and stuff like that, I recommend getting a Cricut. They're not cheap, but
Yeah.
they're super awesome. Scrapbooking, all sorts of. I make stickers. I can do all sorts of stuff. Yeah, I make like car decals. I make decals to put on shot glasses and mugs. I make the iron-on stuff. I make all sorts of stuff with that Cricut.
So is it all just one color? Like if you're
For the
yeah.
most part, yeah, like you're cutting out, and whatever you cut out will cut out in one sheet. So if you want to do multiple colors, you have to break the image down into the different colors.
Sort of
So
like
like a lot of times
screen
on
printing.
kind of, yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, so like on the Hellbound logo, a lot of times we'll do the HB one color and then the flame ring one color. And so I'll just remove the flame ring, cut out the HB logo, and then reverse that and have the flames get what cut out. And then you have to the biggest thing that sucks about it is all the wasted material because it's a solid sheet and you cut it out. You basically rip
Uh,
off everything you're not ironing on. I
yeah.
try to take advantage of every square inch I can on those, but
Right.
there's only so much you can do with some of the designs. So there's a lot of wasted material where a screen printer, you're not wasting that material, but it's still really cool. And, it's not insanely expensive where you're like crying as you're throwing that stuff away because it's,
Right.
oh, there's $30 or whatever, it's not quite that bad. So
Yeah.
you get used to that too. A lot of you look at design, you go, oh, this is going to be a lot of waste, But it's really incredible. They also have like I recently did some shirts and hoodies and stuff that the iron-on vinyl was flame pattern and then like glowed in the dark. So then, like when you glow in the
Oh,
dark, it almost looks like wildfire from Game of Thrones. It's green flames,
hell
and
yeah.
it's the different stuff like that. We had some Pride shirts a while back that were like a rainbow like holographic mosaic kind of pattern. It's different things like that.
Okay.
We'll we'll do all different. It cuts all sorts of materials, and the materials come in any color you could want, and all sorts of different. You can get camo, and for the hats, I have to get stuff that puffs up, and that stuff's really cool. But it because the other
What do you
stuff
mean
doesn't want to
puffs up?
go in. So like like when you feel like shirts sometimes, and like if you feel like a regular screen printed shirt or something like that, it's pretty flat to the material, but then you'll feel like some stuff in it is actually kind of puffy and soft. It's like that kind of material.
Okay.
And the regular material looks really shitty when you put it on like a beanie or something. But if you put that puff material, it kind of maintains a nice level surface and kind of sucks in and grabs hold of all the little cracks and crevices and holds on real good. So it gets much better results than the regular vinyl does. And that's the stuff I'm learning as I'm going on.
Yeah.
When I discovered that I could make beanies and beanies, sweatbands, all sorts of things that I never thought I'd be able to put iron on stuff on, I was like, oh yeah. So I
Yeah.
had an entire table of beanies and hats at this last show, and they were flying. So
Dude, so I go on TikTok sometimes, man. And I've seen that so you seen these beanies that have like the satin on the inside? You see
oh
like
yeah,
they got some like for uh if you got hair that's gonna get all fucking whatever, but I don't know. That's like a new thing. But I mean, yeah, dude, like who doesn't love fucking wearing those, dude? Like,
Right.
yeah, like who doesn't want one, especially like, oh man, um, yeah. I mean, dude, yeah, I see a lot of people wearing. I see a lot of people wearing. Not so much here though, which is weird. Like the last few places I've been, I've seen a lot of people wearing. Carhartt's been a big thing that people have been
Oh yeah.
wearing, but the beanies and shit, dude, it's like, oh yeah, okay.
And
But
that's a cool thing. Like hoodies are something you're only going to get sell for a couple of months of the year.
right,
Beanies, people will
all
buy a
year.
beanie in the middle of summer. It's
Yep,
so,
yeah, and yeah, dude, like it's cool to have, and then plus, you're also not in as much as a as a hoodie either.
oh yeah,
So you mean you could buy like two or three beanies, like a few different colors for different to be able to match with whatever. If you know how to match things, like some
yeah.
people, unlike myself, who don't know how to match. But if you get enough, man, eventually at some point you probably will match.
Yeah, it's like the
So
shoes. Like people got shoes that match every outfit or whatever. I'm
right,
always just I got one pair of shoes, and then
yep,
when I go to the mall, the guy's like, "Hey man, can I clean your shoes?" I'm like, "Do I look like I ever clean my shoes or give a shit?"
yeah, right,
That's not my thing. But there's also I got 8 million T-shirts. Of
yeah,
different
of
genres and
every,
stuff. Everybody's got their thing.
yep,
But,
yeah,
but like beanies, yeah, people would buy like two or three beanies at a time because they're like, oh, I need
oh,
this I need this one, or I want this one in black, I want this one in pink, type.
yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Like, yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then you said you got holographic ones, like
the
I know like
shirts.
the print, the holographic type print. Like
Yeah,
I'm
it's
thinking like
like kind of
stickers.
like little metallic, yeah, like kind of like the metallic mosaic kind of stuff. Almost like if you look on like when you see a holographic figure, if you look on the back, it's almost kind of got that holographic honeycomb look. It's kind of
Yeah.
like that, but it was just like would be stripes of rainbow colors as it went across. It's just
Cool.
the normal, and yeah, and then I would cut it out, and iron it on, and those were really cool and really popular. We did those for Pride Month a couple years ago.
Fucking yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean just whatever, man. And so then what's what's the next part to that with the merch and like is there something new in the works with what you got, or is that
I don't have
all?
a new product, so I just got that new Five Guys logo. The beanies we just came out with. I got all sorts of things always coming, and half the time I'm coming up with designs for other guys too, because other guys are like, "Hey, I need to get in on that." Watching when I at the last show, people watching me make money, just print money at my table
Yeah,
with those beanies. Everybody was like, "I need to get some beanies because those are kick ass and not
W-
too. They're not prohibitively expensive to get into." So
was that when you were up in Washington, up in
yeah,
Ocean
Rogue
Shores?
Wrestling Attraction. Yeah, Rogue Wrestling Attractions up in
Oh
Ocean Shores,
man,
Washington.
dude,
Me and Petrov are currently champions. First guys to ever hold these belts.
shit, all
They're
right.
really, they're really pretty. They're really pretty. I think it's cool. They got the little yin yang symbol. I got the light side, and Petrov's got the dark side because he's usually the
Okay,
more darker of the two.
yeah,
He's definitely the more kick ass guy that you don't want to fuck around with too much. So you
uh,
know, and
yeah,
but I mean, nobody in
cool,
Hellbound you really want to fuck with too bad,
right.
honestly.
uh, so how'd you like Ocean? Did you get to go around Ocean Shores, or is it the old? I was there for. I saw the inside of the building, and then I hopped back in the car and I drove home.
No, we usually try to head up there early, at least during the summer. Summer, you know, late spring through early fall kind of times when it's not insanely crappy weather up there. Because being
Right.
literally right, like you can walk to the ocean from the venue. It's
Oh
literally
shit.
like
Okay.
we jump in the car and we drive out on the beach, and we usually will smoke before the show and hang out and just kind of zen out.
Yeah.
We usually do that. We went one time. We went and looked through all the shops and stuff. It's not. We're not usually just in and out. Sometimes we're in and out of it. There, it's such a drive. Yeah, hour drive, 3.5 hour drive, something like that. So you drive to Aberdeen and you still got another 15, 20 miles, 25 miles, something like that.
Yeah,
It's
and
a
it's
it's a
not
bit of a
25
drive.
miles going 70.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's back road, windy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to make up all your time while you're on I-5 till you get up to the exit, and then everything's pretty windy back roads. So
You go up there up to like and cut over like Longview and then go that
yeah,
over
it's
there.
somewhere around there. We don't make it. It's yeah, somewhere between Longview and Castle Rock. I know we
Okay.
don't make it to or the exit 99 because normally when we head north, exit 99 is like a pilot that we all stop in, and we don't
Oh,
make it
okay.
there. But we always end up hitting some other gas station, because that's the road trip thing. Everybody's got to piss and eat and
Yeah.
get gas and get energy drinks and whatever. So we
Yeah.
usually hit someplace off.
Oh, yeah, because I think there's one after Castle Rock or at Castle Rock. I think there's a truck stop there.
Somewhere
And
right
then
around
one,
Castle Rock.
yeah, just north of the one north of it, or like
You're talking about that pilot?
I think it's the pilot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like just highway. It's exit 99. I think Castle Rock's like 95 or 6 or something like that. It's really close.
Okay.
But it's just after Castle, so we don't make it quite to Castle Rock before we veer off and head up.
Yeah. Okay. So then, yeah. What else? Where are you gonna be coming up? I guess let's get there.
This Saturday I'll be wrestling for Anarcho Pro Wrestling. I'll be sharing the location. I know it's at a brewery. I can't think of the brewery right off the top of my head right now. I'll be wrestling. I think it's scheduled to wrestle CJ Edwards
Who's that?
this weekend. Yeah, so it's been a minute since we've
Shit.
wrestled. I've wrestled him, but we wrestled 8 million times.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen that combination. But
Yeah,
okay,
and
so
then
that's Saturday.
this Saturday for Anarcho Pro Wrestling. Those are usually kind of like metal shows with wrestling going on as well.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's really cool. They'll have like a band and then a match and a band and a match type thing, or a band and two matches, kind of depending on how many bands there are and how many matches. It's a pretty cool environment. You go and you wrestle in front of people that aren't necessarily wrestling fans, and
Right.
the bands are performing in front of people that aren't necessarily metal fans. It's a cool combination. It's a really cool environment there. And then February, the first Saturday and Sunday of February, I think it's the 6th and no 3rd and 4th. I suck with dates, but whatever the first Saturday and Sunday is, will be DOA will be at the Elk or the Eagles Lodge in North Portland on Saturday, and then at the Moose Lodge down in Independence on Sunday.
Oh, back to Independence, man. How
Yeah,
have you
DOA,
been back down there?
yeah. A few years ago, NWWA went back there, and then DOA's gone back there a few times since we've come back since the pandemic. And the last time they had to open up the little dividing wall into the bar and have the crowd going back into there. So it's just getting
Cool.
bigger and bigger. Yeah, it's the same thing with the Eagles Lodge in North Portland at the last show. Normally they have the merch against the far back wall, and they had to move the merch over into the bar area, and so they can put more chairs in there. And they still even had chairs going all the way out to the bar area. It was that crowd's just getting bigger. They had, I think, over 400. Unfortunately, it was at RWA. I wouldn't say unfortunately. I absolutely love being there, but I didn't get to see that. I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to seeing that next month.
Holy shit. So is it you and Pat wrestling someone?
Yep. Yeah, we'll be. I know Sunday we're wrestling the Hesses,
Oh
Wade and
shit.
Tom.
Okay.
Saturday, I can't remember who we're wrestling right off on Saturday. It's another tag match though. So
All right. Well, cool, man. How can people find you in a back alley?
uh if they find me in a back alley, it's depending on what they're looking for. It go one way or the other. But are you talking about like find me online?
Yeah, I guess so.
Draven Vargas on Facebook, and also Draven Vargas on the old Insta. You know, I have the links on my Facebook. If you look me up, if you Google me, you'll find me. You know, I actually have a pretty decent internet presence on YouTube and Facebook, and so, and that Insta's getting bigger. I don't really post on Insta, but everything I post on Face gets shared to Insta, and people tag
Okay.
me in it. So there's always pictures and stuff up there. I need to get better on posting it to it, but I hardly ever even post on Facebook. I'm not the biggest social guy.
Yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard.
Yeah.
Like to, I don't know, man. I wish I had someone to do it for me. If
Yeah.
that would be my thing. If I could get someone to do my social media for me, I'd be happy. So if anyone, yeah, wants to do that,
And then the cool thing is that we'd be those kind of guys that wouldn't have a problem if you get a guy like the Wendy's guy who's just picking fights with everybody and talking shit all the time. Yeah, be my
Yeah.
guest. Talk all the trash you want. I
Yeah.
love it.
I do too, man. I do too. That man, yeah, that's cool that they got people like that that just like do whatever because people are gonna are gonna especially at a Wendy's or something. I mean, Wendy's isn't
Yeah.
a Burgerville,
Yeah.
so you gotta
They
be able
try. They're
to,
getting dang close to the price though. They're getting
dude.
pretty expensive too all the time.
I just about left. I
Yeah.
went to Wendy's in Connecticut, man, and fuck, dude, it was it was a fucking shitty Wendy's too, dude. It wasn't like a nice Wendy's. And then like I
Yeah.
got the price and I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I fucking and I went to KFC in when I was in Utah, dude. And I fucking they gave me the total in the drive-through, and I fucking left the drive-through. I'm like, fuck this, dude. I'm got this is too expensive, dude. I can't. I'm not paying this much for that, dude.
It's
Sorry.
crazy how much that shit is. Like it's you turn around and it's like you're getting like a bunch of food. It's not like I can almost understand spending that kind of money when you're going to Five Guys and you're getting a burger that's this big or something, but like
Right.
Burgerville, you're getting a patty that they've squished thinner than paper, which
Yeah.
I enjoy. But it's like,
Yeah.
why are you charging me this much money? It's like a cow like sneezed and lost that much weight, you know?
Right. Yeah. This is the new burger. Here's where it is
Yeah,
today, man. Yeah, $17.99. I
yeah,
get a little drink, and a few fries.
yeah.
Dude, yeah. Thanks for being on. Appreciate you coming on, and yeah, I'll see if you were on the show before, but I don't know.
I
You're
don't think
here
so.
today. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think so either, which is weird. Um, but yeah, I was like, I started going through. I'm like, dude, I need to hit up Draven. I have Rat King coming on tomorrow too. So,
yeah, that's what you're saying. He was telling me we
oh,
have our
okay.
little Hellbound group chat, and I said to him like, "Hey guys, I'm going to be on Wednesday." He's like, "I'm going to be on Thursday." We're like, "Hell yeah!"
I'm going. I'm getting the rest. I'm gonna get the Tubbs and Petrov and
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I figured I hit up some of the wrestlers. I'm like, yeah, I gotta fucking hit them up. Hit up the people I
yeah.
want to talk with. So yeah, dude, thank you. I'm happy you're one of the people I talk with, man. So thank you
I
for being
appreciate.
on. Yeah,
Thank you for having me, man. I
yeah,
appreciate it.
yeah. Well, I'll see you somewhere, man. And
Have a
behind
good
the
one.
back. You too, bud.
Awesome.
All
Bye
right.
bye.
Bye. Oh shit! Now it's gonna be weird. There we go. Oh, dude, he fucking got out. Okay, dude, I fucked up. I was just gonna end the show. So fuck it. You guys, thank you for being here. There may have been some echo. I don't know. We'll see. If it was, I'm sorry. Um, yeah. Thank you everyone for being here and listening and being here on the Rusty Diamond Podcast Network. And that is the show, man. Boom.
It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker. It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker.